Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host Edward McQueen and April Garner Davis.
Good evening, everyone. Brother Edward, how are you?
Very, very well. And yourself? I'm telling you.
Listen, it's a little chilly out there, cold.
Yeah.
I don't know who ordered all this cold weather, but yeah, I can use a little less of it. Just a little.
Well, look. You look like you're warm. Okay, you're not complaining.
It's toasty in here. I am warm. Yes.
Yeah. You look like you're warm. So let's not complain. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, there you go. So welcome everyone to World Community Magazine's WCM Live. I am April Garner Davis, your co-host, and we have Brother Edward McQueen, the hostess with the mostest, or the host with the most, I should say. And we welcome you all to tonight's show. We've got some very special guests tonight, and we can't wait to dig into these topics. And as you can see, we kind of flip-flop roles tonight. And there's a special reason why, because we have some wonderful guests, a wonderful power couple from the North Side who's joined us tonight. And Brother Edward wanted me to kind of kick it off and to make sure that we welcome them and that we spend a little bit of time with them to talk about what's coming up for the holidays. We'd like to thank our audience for joining us. Verdell Beckman from Columbia, South Carolina. You're always with us, and we appreciate. Yeah, Verdell is always in the house. She's always.
Oh yeah.
I think she's kind of beat out Priscilla Fuller as #1 fan. Priscilla used to be in the house like that. Brother, you got to get Priscilla back. I don't know.
She's on her way. You'll hear from her before it's over to this evening.
I'm sure we will. Thank you, Bonnie Edie, for joining us tonight, and Stephanie Sessions Malone. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us. They might be in the top 3 as our guests. So this is great.
Right.
Brother Edward.
Yes, ma'am.
So 'tis the season to be jolly, and we have some special guests here.
Jolly or broke.
Well, you know what? When you're trying to be jolly, you will go broke. Right? You will go broke if you're not careful. But we have some special guests with us who are going to talk about the season, what they're doing, the naughty and nice list that they keep checking, and they're checking it twice. And just to get us in kind of the holiday spirit, I'm going to change the border a little bit. Bam. And we have joining us tonight Santa, DB, and Joy Claw.
Good evening.
Oh man.
How are y'all doing this evening?
We're good. How are you?
All right. Are you two responsible for the cold weather?
Well, you said it best. 'Tis the season, right?
That's right.
But it said jolly though. You're supposed to be jolly, okay? I know you can't in this cold weather here. You talk, you know.
Oh my goodness! And they are from the North Side, so I think they brought in this wind. And
it could have been
right behind you, right? So, welcome to the broadcast, and we understand. We appreciate you so much. We understand that Joy Claus is very busy tonight. She has a lot of things that she's trying to wrap up as she gets ready for the season. So we thought we'd kick it off at first with you telling us a little bit about Breakfast with Santa, what you have going on. And I understand that you all have roots in Georgetown. Tell us a little bit about that.
So yes, Breakfast with Santa is next Saturday, and it's actually sponsored by Miss Kim Neesmith, and it's going to be in Andrews, South Carolina.
Okay.
And then we also have, there are a couple of other events, but our big new thing for this year is Pictures on the Porch with Santa. And so basically we kind of make home visits and allow people to use their own tablets, devices, and snap away and have a kind of great experience with that. And that's our kickoff, or our new thing this year. We do have some Georgetown roots. We love it here. We visit here throughout the year.
It's our vacation spot.
Yes, it's our vacation spot.
I think it's a wonderful vacation spot. Lots of culture, wonderful food, extraordinary history. I love it. I absolutely love it. So how long?
That's Gullah Geechee you're gonna find around.
Well, next year don't be surprised if you see a little kente cloth on me.
Oh, I like that, Brother Edward.
Yeah,
I really like that. Yeah.
Well, look, Santa's getting some knowledge here, man. I'm glad to know that.
Well, listen, how long have you all been, hosting the Breakfast with Santa and, visiting? You all are very busy, and yet you find time to do these special little events. So how long have you been doing this?
So again, the breakfast itself is actually sponsored by someone else.
Okay.
She's just invited Santa to participate.
Okay.
So we kind of do a combination of things. There are people who invite us to be a part of their event. And then this is our first year, honestly, hosting our own event, which is the porch pop-ups. But we have done several breakfasts with Santas for like Miss Ruby's kids.
Celebrated with the Bunnell Foundation.
Yes, we did
last week.
Their Christmas party.
Yes.
And we saw the beautiful, beautiful children of the Village Group, and they had their choirs to sing. We also do picture events. We go to churches. So it's just like a lot of things. And we've probably been doing this for
3-4 years.
I think about 4 years. At first, it was just Santa D, and then Joy Claus kind of got a little jealous. And so then she decided to come on out and whip her dress out.
Why let him have all the fun? Yeah. What's your favorite toy?
What's your
Santa
favorite toy?
Yeah. What's your favorite toy?
One that is never very far from me.
His iPad.
My iPad.
Your iPad. Okay. All right. What about you, Joy?
I think I like to play with. I used to love to play with dolls, and I probably could still, if I had the time, I would probably still sit and fiddle with one with hair. So I can play around with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to ask our audience members, drop in the comments what you want for Christmas, because we have Santa D and Joy Claus here.
Just remember, I'm checking the list, though. I'm checking the list.
He is checked. So Miss Verdell, I don't know about Miss Verdell now. I think she's been good all year. Brother Edward, I think we need to give her some credit for being with us all year long. So if y'all could be extra special, do something extra special for Miss Verdell. We'd appreciate that.
We got it.
All right then. Well, listen, the Breakfast with Santa is Saturday, December 20th, 6 West Main Street in Andrews at K-Space on Main. And if somebody wanted to be in touch with Santa D to say pay a visit in their town or their city, how would they do that?
So you can actually call or text Joy Claus, because I'm all with the technology, at 843-630-0676, or you can just message us on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page. It's pretty active. We just started the Facebook page this year. But people have been sending messages, and that's how you can get in touch with us.
Okay. All right. So Bonnie Edie says she wants to upgrade to an iPhone 17.
We got it. We got it. We're going to check that list first.
I was getting ready to say, you got to check the list on this one right here. Yeah. Now that's my sister and everything, but you might need to check it out, because
we got it.
She flows from nice to naughty and naughty to nice. So you just check it out.
That's understood.
Yes. So, we certainly appreciate you stopping by. I know you're very busy, and we want you to be super safe this year, Santa, as you're out there delivering all the wonderful toys and the festive goodies this year. And Miss Joy, we want you to be safe as well. And we hope that you get all you. Now, do the Clauses actually get gifts for Christmas? Do y'all give each other gifts?
We do, but this year we said that we were not.
Okay.
Tariffs? The tariffs impact anybody?
It's called the Tariff of Love. Our oldest daughter is getting married in January.
Oh, that is awesome. That's awesome. What a wonderful gift. That's the best gift ever right there.
Yeah.
Yes, that is awesome. Look, Vonda Cookie Vandross, she's out of Lexington. She says she would love an Eagles jersey. How y'all feel about that?
No, you can't get that.
Has to be a
Oh, Vonda, look, Cookie, you on the naughty list.
And y'all just lost last night.
Look, Monica Brisbane, go ahead, Sandy. You said you lost last night. Monica Brisbane says she wants a house. Miss Burdell wants a trip to Grenada. Oh, don't we all?
All of that, I believe, is doable.
Okay.
If they did it.
Well, I tell you what, Brother Edward, we're going to have the clauses back next year because they're giving out good gifts.
Oh,
Yeah. I think we're going to have them back next year. This is awesome. Yes. Well, thank you all. And no, we really appreciate you stopping by. We know you're very busy. And keep spreading the joy. We really love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
all.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you both. All right.
Have a good evening. Godspeed.
So, Brother Elwood, they're doing Breakfast with Santa Saturday, December 20th at 6 West Main Street in Andrews, the K Space on Main. And I think it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful way to spread Christmas cheer.
That's smack in the middle of downtown Andrews, I believe.
Is that what it is?
It's smack in the middle of it's K Space on Main Street. Yeah.
We're going to have to set something up and get them up in Conway. They've got to come to Conway and do a little something.
Well, I don't know about that.
Santa has a sleigh. He's all over the world in one night. He can come to Conway for a minute or two.
You're throwing fantasy out there. We'll be all over the world in one night.
That's right. He can come by Conway for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that should cause some people to think. Anybody who has a rational mind.
Drop off Bonnie's iPhone 17 and let's see. Vonda says she'll accept a cruise. She's leaving on Sunday. So okay, that cruises are good too for Christmas. I like that. Yeah, that was wonderful. It was great to have them on. So we actually have another wonderful guest tonight, and so we want you all to stick around. We want you to share the link to the broadcast. We're going to talk about protecting your legacy. Brother Edward, I'm going to switch the background up again. Bam, look at all that money. Protecting your legacy through life insurance. And life insurance is one way to make sure that you have the means, or that the means are provided to your family for final expenses, burial expenses for loved ones. But did you know that it's also a way to amass generational wealth? And we certainly have an expert with us tonight who is in the field talking to clients all the time about the different life insurance options, what's good considering your financial goals and also your current financial situation. And so we're going to have DeGwanda Furtick on, and she is going to talk to us about how to protect your legacy with life insurance. DeGwanda, how are you doing?
Hello, how are y'all? I'm doing great.
All right. Yeah, you look great. You sound great. We can hear you just fine.
Thank you.
All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm DeGwanda Furtick from the little town of Ainer, South Carolina. I'm with Primerica. I have been with them since 2018. And I love helping people. I love educating people, sharing my knowledge. Anytime I learn anything new, I'm always, sharing that with everyone I come in contact with. Because I tell people, I'm always working wherever I go.
So now I know that you are an entrepreneur, and you've even owned a clothing store at one point, and you've done a number of things. And so when I found out that you landed in life insurance, I was like, I wonder if there was a certain inspiration behind it. What attracted you to the life insurance industry?
Well, actually, I was going to the office about my policy. And as I started talking, he was like, I think you would make a great agent. And I'm like,
Mm.
no, I fought against it at first. And then, as we talked and he explained, what he actually did, and how he helped people. And then with having experience in my own family with people not having insurance, I ended up giving him a call back, telling him, that I was interested because a lot of people don't understand life insurance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what do you believe is the biggest misconception about life insurance? What do you think people
That is,
go ahead.
that is too expensive, because that's what I hear a lot,
Yeah.
and I always explain to people, if you could get your hair done, your nails done, go out to eat, then you could afford life insurance, because it's, you know, we shouldn't look at it as a bill. That's what I like to tell people. Don't look at it as a bill. This is something, like you said, create a generational wealth for your
Yeah.
family.
Right.
So I hate for people to look at it like, oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford another bill. It's not a bill. Put it up there with your hair, put it up
Mm-hmm.
there with your
Yeah.
everyday daily things that you doing, and look at it like that, and not like this is another expense.
Mm-hmm.
So could I ask April, if you Ms. Furtick, if you could elaborate on the process of cashing in a life insurance policy. Um, is that is there a right way of doing that, or in the wrong way?
Well, I don't advise that
Yeah.
for people to cash in. And I do have a lot of people ask me, because of course Primerica is term life. Now you can sell a term life policy, and get cash from that, like sell it to another insurance company.
Okay.
That's a way to cash in a term life policy. Um, I don't really talk to people encouraging that. Now, you do have your whole life policies that can be cashed in as well, because it's growing interest on the policy as you make your payments. That's why it's so much more expensive than term life. But I don't really encourage that, so I don't talk to people about that a lot. But it is possible.
So, DeWanda, let's back up just a second. A lot of people don't understand the difference between whole life and term life. Define both of those for us. What's the difference?
Okay, the simple way I say that is, whole life policy, whole life insurance is, of course, you can gain cash value over time. But it doesn't grow as fast as some people may think. So it does have cash value. You can borrow from a whole life policy, where you cannot borrow from term life, because it is just that, it's term life. Whole life policies, your premium never changes. So say you get a policy at a young age and your policy is, say, $20, it would be $20 forever. With term life, you get your policy and it's $20. After your term, say your term is 30 years. After that 30 years, we look at it and we say, okay, she got this policy when she was 20, now she's 50. The policy will increase. So that's
The policy
one
value
difference.
or the policy premium?
The policy premium,
Okay.
yes, will
Mm-hmm.
increase after that 30-year term. But you can decrease your policy, say from 100,000 to 50,000, to keep it at that same $20, so that it doesn't increase. But of course, your policy is decreasing, so that you can keep it, at that
Keep the
$20.
premium low. Yeah.
So that's one difference. I always try to tell people, by term, invest the difference, which means if I get a whole life policy at my age, I'm 58, and I say I wanted $100,000 policy, that's probably going to cost me maybe $120, whereas maybe with
$120 a month.
Right, a month.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
With term, it would probably be $80 a month. So I tell people to take that difference and invest it in an IRA, which is an individual retirement account. Similar to a 401k, which a 401k is through your job, where the IRA is your own, individual retirement account. Invest the difference into your IRA so that when you're getting older and your term is going to come to, expire, and you say, okay, if I keep this $100,000, it's going to increase from $80 probably to $160 because it's going to double because you're older. Now you don't need as much insurance because you have your IRA, and your IRA is growing over that 30-year span. So now my kids are grown, self-sufficient. So I don't have to have as much insurance. I just need enough for burial. Now I have my IRA, that I can live off and leave to my family, if something happens.
So Verdell asked, which is the best? Does it just depend on what your goals are, or is it best based on just the explanation that you just gave? In that one is really kind of like a fixed premium that you will pay forever, and the other one, as you say, like matures or expires at a certain point, and then you have it, the premium actually goes up. But which is really best?
Now that really depends on the person, like you said. Like I really don't. I'm not at liberty to tell someone to get whole life or term life. Mm-hmm. I generally tell people to look at your expenses, what you can afford, because I don't want anyone to get insurance and get themselves in a place where they can't pay it, because when we have to get rid of something, the first thing they're going to get rid of is the life insurance. So what we do is we look at your expenses, we look at what you can afford monthly and go from there, and also what are your goals? If someone is young, I do kind of, explain what I just explained, buy term, invest the difference, if you're young. If you're older, it's going to be very expensive to get whole life insurance because it is the more expensive way to go. So it just depends on what the person wants. I'm not going to, stop you from getting either or. It's up to you.
But surely it seems like you have to be a counselor also in order to, to really get your point across. A counselor with restrictions, like you just said, some of the things you just can't, you're not allowed to tell the people, your prospective client, I guess. But, these questions like, what's the best insurance? I think that's the basic question that everybody's going to ask, and especially the difference between term and then non-term, a whole life insurance. Now, there was some time ago, an insurer proposed, and they facilitated it. It was called universal insurance. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Universal life.
I don't necessarily do universal insurance, but it is still available.
What is universal insurance?
It's kind of similar to whole life insurance. I can't explain it exactly, but it's kind of similar to whole life insurance.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because this is something that I've always wondered about. You have your options, whole life versus term life. And let's say someone is buying insurance for the first time. And like you said, it depends on a couple of factors. One, your age, two, your goals and all of that. Is there such thing as choosing a wrong insurance? Maybe, just so much information, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just going to choose this one. Is there such thing as choosing the wrong insurance? And if you do that, is there a way to correct that policy or to get into a different type of insurance policy? Does it result in a lot of loss, or are insurance policies kind of transferable from whole life to term life?
Now you can transfer your policy. It will be a loss if you have term life and you want to transfer to whole life, because of course you're not going to get a refund. So you can look at it like, I paid into this for 5 years and decided I think whole life would be the better insurance for me. You can transfer to whole life, but no, you wouldn't be refunded. And again, I do suggest term life, buy term, invest the difference. So that is my motto. I suggest that. Now, again, I can't tell you what to get. It's up to you, and your finances and your goals, what you choose.
Mm-hmm. And so when you go ahead.
No, so I never tell anyone which one to get. I kind of, could make suggestions, but it's up to you.
Okay. So let's say you do have a term life policy and it, I guess, would you call that it matures after 30 years, or you said expires? What's the proper term? Is it?
It doesn't expire. What happens is you come to your 30-year term or your 20-year term, depending on your age. And what they say is, okay, Angela, now you're 50 years old. So we're going to look at how much $100,000 policy would be for a 50-year-old. And say we're just going to throw a number out there. So now your policy is going from being $20 to being $50. What you can do, you can pay the $50 and keep it at $100,000, or you can lower, your policy to $50,000 and keep it, at your $20. So that's normally what people do, because normally in 30 years, like I said, you're older, you don't need that much insurance because your children are grown. If you have the IRA, you and your spouse or yourself, if you're not married, you live off your retirement. So you're not looking, to gain from the insurance policy.
So does the description change to burial policy other than life insurance policy at a certain age?
Well, that's just
burial insurance. I've heard that. That's why I'm asking.
A lot of insurances use that terminology when they don't offer a significant amount. Because some insurance companies won't offer $100,000, $500,000, $1 million policies. They might only go up to $30,000. So they will consider that burial insurance. It's not life insurance.
That's good. That's good. Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. Like you said, there was a distinction based on the value of the policy. That's pretty interesting. So, if you are looking for an insurance option, a life insurance option, and let's say, most young people aren't really even thinking about life insurance. They're definitely not. But they want to choose an option. I know you describe whole life, you describe term life. What's some of the best advice that you can give a young person? Maybe they're, newly married. Let's say they're a newly married couple. What's the best advice you can give young people or anyone who's newly married and they need to choose beneficiaries for their insurance policies? How does that work?
So I always tell people, like my daughter does hair. So a lot of times she have young clients such as herself. And I tell them that it's always good to get insurance while you are young because it's a lot um, less expensive. And more than likely, you're not taking any medication, so it's better. The younger you are, the better it is. Now, if it's young, like little babies, I do kind of suggest whole life because you starting at a young age and the policy will probably be like $10, $13, and it'll stay that forever. But when someone is older, and taking medication, it's going to change the plan. So I do suggest term life when it comes to that. So it depends on medication, age, of course, finances, where I make that suggestion. And I always, explain both and let them ultimately make that decision.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when it's time for them to actually process a policy, I know that, when it comes down to, as Brother Edward said, burial policies and family dynamics, there's always something, right? So as people are considering life insurance, what are the things they need to consider when they're choosing beneficiaries, whether they're married, single, or what have you? What are some of the things that you need to consider?
Whoever we think would be the more responsible person. If you have children, who would you, leave custody to? Who would be caring for your children? That would be my suggestion. But again, it's just my suggestion. I can't tell you who to choose as your beneficiary. So it's whoever you think is the more responsible person that is going to handle business, take care of your children if you have children, or if you have a spouse, like you said, if it's a married couple, normally what they do is leave each other, as the beneficiary, and maybe have their children as the contingent. So, but I have seen some married couples leave, they mother, father, or, children as the beneficiary and not their spouse. So it just depends on the person.
On the person. All right. Mary Skinner Jones, thank you so much for joining us tonight. She makes the comment, I was told to get as much as possible whole life on my grands. I think the M stands for million, 1 million or more, because it allows them to borrow from it for the purchase of a home, for paying for school. Do you find that a lot of people do that when it comes down to insurance policies? As we talk about the generational wealth piece, are they getting into insurance policies very early so that, in 18, 20 years or whatever, this type of scenario can happen for their family members, especially young people who are going to school or, like Ms. Mary says, trying to buy a home? What have you seen in terms of that type of thing?
Well, to be honest, April, I haven't seen that. A lot of people that I encounter normally say it's too much. I can't afford it. So I don't have a lot of people that get whole life insurance because of that reason, because it's a lot more expensive. So that's why I normally suggest term life. Now, she is correct. If you have young children, I do suggest that you get whole life, while they're young, because it's so much more affordable. But it's hard to explain to people the importance of doing that. I even suggest for people to get, it's like an IRA, and I just lost the terminology for it. But it's for young children, to start them a savings. But It's hard to convince people. I'm telling you, you would be surprised how people would be like, well, I'll get back to you. And if I reach out to them again, I start to feel like, I'm being a pest. So, I kind of fall back. But it's hard, really hard to try to get people to invest in themselves. It is.
Okay. Well, we have another question.
She is on the right track. So I would suggest doing that.
Okay. Stephanie Sessions Malone, how much can you borrow from your policy and how do you repay the money back?
It's just like paying it back like you pay it back any other loan. They will set up an account for they would set up payment of arrangements for you to make the payments, and you can borrow up to it's like 65% of 45% of your policy. So it's like not half, but a little less than half of your policy.
And do they just add that to your premium each month as the payback, or you okay? You don't have to separate.
And of course, when you borrow from your policy, if your policy is 100,000, you're taking from your policy, so you have to look at that too.
So now your face value, if your policy was 100,000, now your face value is around 40, or if you or 35,
right?
Since you
so you taking from your policy.
There's a lot of math in these explanations for people trying just to buy insurance.
It's not difficult.
It's a lot of math and I know that you have to explain too.
I'm sorry, I was talking over you. Say that again.
That's right. I was saying there was a lot of math involved, especially to your prospective client. And sometimes I can see now that depending on their age, the gender, not gender, but age, and let's just stop with age. That
you're
they may have.
You're saying gender because that plays a part in the premium also.
Oh, really?
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Men pay more than women.
You know what? Okay, so gender plays a part in it. Demographically, do you find that there's a difference across cultures? Like, do Black people pay more than?
No.
Okay, that's interesting. So that's a myth.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Because they don't even ask for your race. It's just whether you're male or female and your age, and whether you take medication or not.
Okay. All right.
So you were about to elaborate on gender.
Say that again.
You were about to elaborate on gender, how gender plays.
No, I said that a male would pay more than a female. It would be a little more expensive.
And why is that?
I'm not sure. Now that's a question I can't answer at the moment, but I can get back to you with that answer.
Well, one can only imagine this because it's predicted that one will live longer than the other. Does that have anything to do with it?
And it's probably so.
Okay, I heard that before. That's why I'm bringing it up. I heard that.
And another thing I wanted to mention that you didn't ask, that I have a lot of people asking me, is about incarcerated family members wanting to get insurance on them. And you can't insure someone that's incarcerated. Now, you can get accidental insurance, but the catch with accidental insurance that people don't know, if you have an accident, you have to pass away from the accident at the accident. Like, you can't be, like, say you're in a car accident and they take you to the hospital and you pass at the hospital, then it's not accidental. You would actually have to die at the
scene.
At the scene, yes, in order for it to be considered accidental. Or
that's quite
in
a
a plane crash, yeah.
People don't know that. Why don't they divulge that information?
Right.
So That's another thing. And that's why they tell us to stay away from young people because, of course, they're not always so responsible. But I tried my best to educate young people and let them know how important it is for them to have insurance or talk to the parents if I know them personally and know that they children, out there, like it would be wise to get insurance on them now, and not wait until they, get incarcerated, to try to think about getting life insurance because then you can't get it.
So if a person has begun getting life insurance and then they get incarcerated, how does that impact the rates on the insurance that has to be paid?
You said if they already have insurance,
right?
Oh, then it stays the same
because
you already had it before you were incarcerated.
Right.
So it doesn't affect the policy.
But once they go inside, you can only get accidental.
Yes.
That is amazing. That's amazing. So is it ever too late to get insurance? Is it really ever too late?
Yes, because most insurances only insure up to 80 years old.
So, okay, that's interesting.
But Primerica is up to 70. So it just depends on the company.
Okay, I have a question for you. Up to 70. Let's say you have a whole life insurance policy and you live beyond 70 years old. What happens to your policy?
Oh, no. With whole life, your policy is for your entire life.
It's for your entire life. Okay.
Yes. And with term, it goes up to 99 years old.
Okay. Brother Edward, this is fascinating. And you're right. It's a lot of
What your term goes up to 90? What's the 99 term goes up to? You said?
Yes.
That's the whole life.
Well, nowadays people living long, so
that's true.
Yeah, we are. We encourage our viewers to ask questions, post comments. We love the questions that you have dropped in tonight because this is some really interesting information. And we live in a day and time when people find it, or they think it's easier to just set up a GoFundMe to get money for burial expenses. Right. And people aren't really as I guess aware, even considerate of the fact that once they pass on, somebody else has to bear that financial burden. And a GoFundMe is not a life insurance policy. It's not a burial plan. It is, that's people have turned it into that. It's kind of gone viral for that reason. And so, it's important for individuals to really understand why they need to protect themselves. They need to protect their family members. I remember, I think there's a certain age that you can place an insurance policy on an infant. What is that age? I think they have to be, what is it? What is it now?
You can be as young as 3 months. And have an insurance as long as you have a social security number, you can get life insurance.
And so, just think of the fact that I know when I decided to get an insurance policy on my daughter, who is now 31, I thought about the fact that, first of all, yes, she was very young, infant, but also I'm like, you know what? Anything could happen to me. Number one, and I need to make sure that she's going to be okay. But the other side of that was anything can happen to her. And so, what do I do, especially as, a young mother at the time, a single parent, to ensure that I will have a means to take care of expenses properly. And so, made the choice for a particular type of insurance policy. And, even when that happened some years ago, I still have questions today as to whether or not I made the right choice in terms of the type of policy that I selected at that time. And so it is a lot. Sometimes you have to do your homework to really understand what's best for you in your situation. But that's why we have shows like this, so that we can have a conversation about what's available and what the options are. I think that the generational wealth part of it, you talk about putting differences into IRAs. A lot of people don't even really know what an IRA is. So that's another show all in itself, Brother Edward, to talk about investing and creating generational wealth. But at least you've given us some definitions and some things to think about as people decide on whether or not they want to even leave life insurance policies. I know I had a family member once upon a time who opted not to do the life insurance policy, kind of an option, and instead just pretty much selected a burial package and paid for it monthly, as if they were paying for life insurance. So there's tons of ways to, I guess, ensure that your family doesn't have to deal with the financial aspects of things, the burdensome aspect of things. But this information is really, really good. We have another question, a comment here. Thank you, Carolyn Hickman Williams, for joining us tonight. Does the premium go up based on age for term life after a certain age? What causes? Okay, answer that part, and we'll get to the second part.
It goes up after your term. Like I explained earlier, say you have a 30-year term. Once your 30-year term, you get to your 30-year term, it is going to look at your age and say, okay, now she's 50 years old. So how much would that policy be for a 50-year-old female? And so, okay, now it's $80 versus $20, and like I said, you can decrease your policy to keep it at the $20. So your age does, play a factor in increasing your premium once your term, ends.
I think that's a good explanation there, because the overall explanation that people have today, especially on the street, is that the basic difference between whole life and term life insurance is restricted to what? Can you hear?
No, I think her earbud went out. I can't hear you. Go ahead, keep talking, Brother Edward, while she's working on it.
Yeah. Because they didn't. I don't know if everybody knew, especially I didn't know, that it could be adjustable at the time of when it expires, or when it reaches its limit. Okay, because now you're saying the option is. Or you can't hear me?
We can't hear you.
Or you can't hear me?
No, Brother Edward. I can hear you. We can't hear you, DeGwanda. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good.
I tell you, my earbud died on me, and I took it out, and I lost volume. I'm like, I can't hear him.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Well, I find it interesting that your earbuds can die on you while we are talking about life insurance. But
right.
how that goes. But anyway, I was explaining, DeGwanda, that in general, from what I've ever heard was that the basic difference between whole life and term insurance is what you explained. But at the end of the term, on the term insurance, it's just that. You got to start all over again in order to renew it. Not all over again, but the price goes up extremely high, from my understanding. But now you're saying that there's the other option, is that you decrease the age.
No,
right?
Decrease your policy, like
the policy, the value of the policy,
right, right,
and then you can keep it at the same. Yeah, see, I never knew that part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to mention too was a lot of people ask is the contestability clause, and what is the time frame, and it's a 2-year contestability. Well, I put it like this: we don't have a contestability clause with Primerica, but they do have the right to request medical records if it's within 2 years. So there is like a 2-year window, but it doesn't say that your policy won't be paid out. But what I was just explaining to someone just today was that it used to be where we asked, do you take any medications? Do you drink? Do you smoke? And people would say no, but really they do. And if you was to pass away within that 2-year window, we do have the right to request medical records. And then if we see that you did take medication, you did smoke, then your policy would be prorated because you didn't tell the truth. But now we don't have that problem because now you don't need to do medical exams or do any of that because we are connected to the pharmacy. So when we put you in the system, it's gonna already tell us that okay, she takes this,
man,
this.
Wow, telling all your business. Okay.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why they can boldly say on these advertisements that
no medical exam needed.
Yeah, right.
They have a loop. They have a loop. A loophole.
Because they already know.
They already know how they're gonna get it. Okay.
Right.
Oh man, that's wild.
So, DeWanda, if let's say for instance, your loved one passes away, and there's an insurance policy that is out there lingering, and either no one claims it or they take a while to claim it. Is it possible to actually lose that policy?
Yes. It would just go to the state because no one claimed it. So yeah, and I did actually have a lady that had got a policy with me on her son, and she passed away, but her husband reached out to me to see if she had gotten insurance with me, and I said no. We talked about it, but she never did. But your son has one, so I gave him the information, to call the company so he could get the premium coming out of his account, from instead of his wife's, because it would be cool. So sometimes people just don't know because they're not talking to each other. And I have a lot of people that don't know where their policy is. So I asked them, like, who do you have insurance with now? And they're like, oh, I don't even remember. I don't even know where my policy is, So a lot of times people misplace their policy, or, it's been so long since you had it. You're like, dang, I don't remember, So I'm sure it's a lot of policies that go unclaimed, because people just don't remember or don't know where their spouse put the information, So it's good to always share that with each other.
Share that with your family.
My children know where my information is, in the event that something happens to me.
I tell you, this is great information, DeWanda, and we really do appreciate you coming on and sharing the definitions, the terminology, just enlightening us on the differences between insurance options, and also the opportunity to turn this into a stream of wealth or income by, like you said, investing the difference. So many things that I'm sure were not even options once upon a time. And, when you think about historically in the Black community, Black people really could not even get large insurance policies. Right. That's the truth. Couldn't, that's why if you stumble upon an insurance policy that grandmama had of somebody and it's only $500,000, that's all that they were able to get,
Right. You mean $500?
What I say? Yeah, 500. No, 500 or $1,000. 500 or $1,000.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think back in the day they probably thought 1,000 was like 100,000. But the bottom line is, it starts with this type of education, and encouraging people to look into the options, select something early. And just buying what's right for you. So
right.
Yeah.
And starting early is the key. Starting early, and that's what I.
It's I guess it's like you're telling a child to open up a bank account,
right?
I think that's the best way to be enticing on that.
Right.
Oh, okay. We have an interesting comment here. Monica Brisbane, who is an educator. I believe Monica's a principal. Tell me if I'm right, Monica. She says insurance is a unit taught in personal finance classes, which is now a graduation requirement in South Carolina.
Oh, really? I didn't know
awesome.
that.
Yeah, and Stephanie, I think, said earlier this needs to be taught in school.
There's a lot of things being taught in school. I'm glad to hear that. I didn't know. Now I've learned something tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well,
that's
awesome.
amazing.
Well, that helps your situation, right, Degwana?
Right.
I mean, that assists you all in explaining things. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
We are not taught about insurance and it surprises me how many older people don't know about life insurance. Really.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, we thank you so much for being with us tonight. And so tell our viewers how they can be in touch with you if they want to talk, one-on-one about life insurance options and get a little bit more of this education. Now, Brother Edward, at some point, it's not going to be free $99. It's $3.99 tonight.
It's $3.99. Our viewers are going to be disappointed.
You leave your premium on the desk, okay? It's not going to be.
Our viewers are going to be disappointed. No free 99, man. I'm telling you.
No. It's free 99 tonight. You want to get that one?
Now I do give free quotes. Now that is free.
She gets free quotes. All right, we'll take that too. We'll take free quotes.
But get in touch with me on Facebook, the Gwanda Furtick. Also calling me, texting me, 843-742-0578. And I'm also on Instagram, the Gwanda_F, as in Frank.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for spending time with us tonight and sharing this powerful information. And we may have you back. There may be something else we need to talk about, Brother Edward, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you have another offering that comes up that we need to know about, let us know.
Yeah,
absolutely. I sure will.
Yeah.
Because I guess that industry is forever evolving, based on new laws that come out upon the presidential administrations, stuff like that, right?
Oh, yes. Don't even.
That's another show.
Yes.
All right.
But I thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right.
I think the audience has really benefited from your further explanations on the simple things, but they may look at the simple things, between term life insurance and whole life insurance. They got just a little bit of universal. Maybe when you come back again, you can give us an elaboration of that. Universal,
Yeah, please do some research.
You might find customers that way. You never know.
Right. But I appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Brother Edward, I have a few announcements before we go. DeWanda, thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday. I'm sure I'll see you around about on Facebook, but have a wonderful holiday. All right. Take care. Brother Edward, this was a great show. And it's just always good to get this kind of information so that people can make informed choices. That's what it's all about. Informed choices.
Absolutely. And that has impacted us negatively for so long because we don't get informed choices. Okay, right. To help us make informed choices, that information. People just go on luck. They go. It's all right to pray about it, but
Yeah, and but and something like insurance that is kind of difficult to navigate if you don't really understand the terms, and it's easy to feel pressured when you're trying to make the decision in front of an agent. But that's why it's good to ask the questions. It's good to think about your situation and to be real about what it is that you're capable of doing. It can only help to do your research, figure out what's good for you, and in that way you can make the best decisions possible. So Yeah, so Brother Edward, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the area, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Christmas is upon us. It's the season of giving. Tonight, there's some wonderful things going on to benefit the Academy of Hope. It is actually Chick-fil-A night for the Academy of Hope. So if you visit the Chick-fil-A at 1613 Church Street in Conway, the Chick-fil-A in Conway, you have, as a matter of fact, about 48 more minutes to go and get some fries or something. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Academy of Hope. And so we appreciate everyone who participated tonight. I'm going to say thank you in advance on behalf of the Academy of Hope. And we hope that you will be able to support them. We'll probably have some more Chick-fil-A nights as the season rolls through, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Also, we want to thank the scores of people who brought out tons of shoes for the Academy of Hope shoe drive fundraiser that is going on. So day one was this past Saturday out at the Conway Rec Center, and they say it was bananas with all of the shoes that were coming in from different people across the community. We want to thank Ms. Winifred Anderson for bringing in shoes, and Cherry Hill Missionary Baptist Church. We also want to thank the Queens of the Century and Friendship Missionary Baptist Church for bringing out shoes. Everyone who just came by and dropped off shoes, it was greatly appreciated. And so the day two of this shoe drive is happening this coming Saturday. So if you didn't get a chance to come out last Saturday, and you know what, last Saturday was rainy and cold to my understanding, and people still came out. Now that's all about love and support.
That's
right
about
there.
love. That's about love.
That's what it is. That's how the village shows up. Rain, sleet, or snow, it doesn't matter. And so day two of the AO8 shoe drive is going to be this coming Saturday at the Conway Rec Center. You can bring all types of shoes, bedroom shoes, tennis shoes, high heels you don't wear anymore if you're like me, because my ankles can't stand it. Baby shoes, men, women, children, whatever. Bring your shoes out, gently worn or used. Please, no holes. These shoes are actually benefiting people in other countries, but as a fundraiser, it's going to help support the 8th grade field trip that they take every year. So we really do appreciate all of the donations. And again, this coming Saturday, actually, if you can't make it this Saturday, but you have some shoes, guess what? They have a box out at the Conway Rec Center. You can drop your shoes off anytime between now and Saturday the 13th. They will be at the Conway Rec Center until 1 p.m. on Saturday. So, Brother Edward,
tie the shoestrings, otherwise.
Tie the shoestrings.
Yeah, when they put them in there.
Tie the shoestrings. Brother Edward's going to go through his closet and see if he has any shoes, Sister Joella. And Brother Edward's going to come out and take some pictures and all that other good stuff. Yeah. So if you see him, make sure you jump in the shot. And Academy of Hope will appreciate it so much if you would support their shoe drive. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we have going on, Brother Edward. There's so much that's happening around the area, and of course you can check out some of the great things that are going on if you can visit the network page. But also we will post different announcements on the World Community Magazine's page as well, so that you can take a look at all of the wonderful things that are going on in the area. If you have any upcoming events, announcements, anything you'd like for us to share, especially if it is related to community service, then please drop me a line, send us an inbox message. We'll be happy to read the announcements on the show during the week. And
that helps with the conflicts of everybody trying to plan something. Essentially it's a calendar to avoid the conflicts. When people are trying to plan something, they'll know what's going to be happening. And the World Community Magazine has already posted it on there. So just heavy out there.
So we really do appreciate everything that is happening in the community, all the wonderful things going on. Steve Williams' book signing is happening this Saturday coming from noon to 2 at the South Carolina Maritime Museum in Georgetown. He was a guest on our show. Was that last week? From slavery to shipwright. So you'll be able to meet the author, get a little taste of some shrimp and grits. And then there's a ship painting arts and crafts little exercise for the kids. So make sure you go out to the South Carolina Maritime Museum in Georgetown for the book signing and talk with Steve Williams. Lots of things that are happening around the area. And Brother Edward, I'm just scrolling through to see what all is going on, some things that I can mention. Oh, guess what? Myrtle Beach Waves of Praise is doing a pop-up winter edition of the Myrtle Beach Waves of Praise Gospel Fest, and they're doing that January 3rd, 2026, 5 p.m. at Mount Olive AME Church in Myrtle Beach. That is going to be a wonderful time. They're calling it the winter edition. Yeah, January 3rd, and it's going to be at 5 p.m. at Mount Olive, featuring Grammy-nominated artist Luther Barnes. And there's a host of other groups that are going to be performing, including some local church choirs, Macedonia MBC Youth Choir, the Sandy Grove Missionary Baptist Church Choir, Mount Olive's Choir, a few other choirs that are going to be performing. So put that on your calendar for January 3rd, 5 p.m. at Mount Olive. It's a pop-up winter edition of the Myrtle Beach Waves of Praise. I already know that's going to be a packed house.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely.
I don't think that place is big enough.
Yeah, that's going to be a packed house.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What's the time there, April? What time?
5 p.m. 5 p.m. Yes, 5 p.m. All right. So, what we'll do next week is we will make sure to gather all of the images that we have of local events that are happening. There's Incubators of Charlie's Place is hosting a Friendsmas pop-up shop networking and shopping event. And that is going to take place on December the 17th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's going to happen, of course, at 1519 North Kings Highway. And we ask that you participate and go out from 6 to 8 p.m. to see what they have to offer. It's T&M Fashions. And that's another great event that's happening. Just lots of wonderful things that are going on throughout the community. Again, if you have any information, please get it to us so that we can post it so that folks will know what's going on around town. And I think that Brother Edward, with that being said, I can wrap it up for the night.
I think so. I think so. We give out so much information, and it's good. I want to say that, and we do appreciate our viewers who are constantly by way of the comment section. But I'm sure there are others out there, many others who I see on the street. And when I say on the street, just in passing and at places, but they don't bother to send a comment by way of the computer. I mean, a lot of our viewers are like do it on a post basis. In other words, they're looking forward to the video, to the replay of it, going to the website. I mean, that's good. It's good. As long as the information gets to you, because all of our information is critical for the growth of our community, and that's what we want to see.
So Bonnie Edie is reminding us that the Conway Christmas Parade is this coming Saturday. And Brother Edward, she also says, she'll jump in the shot. So if you're taking pictures, Bonnie's going to be sure to
make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about that. Bonnie will always jump in the shot.
She's going to jump in the shot. And again, we appreciate having Santa D with us tonight, along with Joy Claus, and they are having the Breakfast with Santa at K Space on Main at 6 West Main Street in Andrews from 9 to 11 a.m. this or Saturday, December the 20th. Be sure to check out their Facebook page for more information. But it was wonderful to have them on the show. And so, Brother Edward, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I appreciate it, and we'd like to thank all of our viewers. Please pass the show around.
Thank you for being there too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here tonight, and helping with the topic for the evening, and also talking to Santa. I really appreciate that. And so everybody have a great evening, and we'll be here next week. Look, time is just going by fast. What's next week's date?
Next week is the 14th. Is that 14th?
Let me see.
14th or the 21st?
Mm.
Yeah, the 14th.
Next
Tuesday, the 16th.
Next Tuesday is the 16th. And next Tuesday, we have a local nonprofit leader who will come in and talk about the wonderful work she's doing to support women who are coming through the foster care system. Please be on the lookout for our promotion that we will post on Facebook. And you don't want to miss that show. I'm so proud of this young lady and can't wait to share with you. Her name is April Butler, and she has a new nonprofit organization called Wings of Love Lifted. And we are in for quite a treat as we listen to her story. And she talks about her journey to opening this nonprofit for women who are coming out of the foster care system. So be with us next week. We thank you so much. And Brother Edward, you want to take us out? Last words?
Well, I think I've said it all. I'm just so glad that for our guests, and glad for our viewers to see this great elaboration on the different types of insurance that are out there for them, so that they can be better informed. Okay, and that's our duty here, right?
That's right. That's
our duty.
So until we meet again, everybody take care. And it's been pretty chilly out, so stay warm.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
Absolutely. Godspeed.
All right.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook.